Now at 6, a busy day for firefighters as they take on a pair of blazes in southwest Missouri. Plus, a nursing school at PSU gives high school students an interactive educational experience. And the Humane Society in Carthage gets a new roof thanks to a fundraising effort.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some southwest Missouri firefighters have been busy on this day of elevated risk. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. East of Neosho, Missouri, a tire fire created a plume of smoke visible for many miles. This is at Used Tire Wholesale near the intersection of Highway 86 and Highway 60. Crews were still battling this fire shortly before news time. There are no reports of injuries, no word on the cause of this fire. And a wildland fire in the Carthage area burned for hours before crews managed to finally get it out this afternoon. It swept through about 60 acres of grassland and brush. Investigators think it started as a controlled fire that grew out of control. We have no reports of injuries and no buildings are damaged. Fire risk is heightened by this dry weather. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, the humidity is super low. The lower levels of the atmosphere, in fact, if you look at our relative humidity, and this is right now sitting on most areas 15 to 20%. And then if you add in a breeze, of course, your fire danger goes up. Now, tonight, humidity goes up because we have a wave of at least light showers, which are going to push through. Temperature sitting right around 50 degrees right now. We have those southerly winds kicking in at about 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. As we go through the evening hours, showers will start to pick up across the region. You can see the rain increasing back to our south and to our west. Now, this whole leading edge, because we just looked at the relative humidity, can't be hitting the ground. So it's going to take a while for the atmosphere to saturate, but as it cools, we'll most likely get some sleet and snow mixing in. So of course, we're going to be breaking all that down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. High school students get a hands-on interactive experience at the PSU Irene Bradley School of Nursing. A record number of high schoolers from Pittsburgh, Armour, Girard, and many other high schools in southeast Kansas got a deeper look into what the next stage of their education could look like. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
According to the National Library of Medicine, the current nursing shortage is only expected to intensify over the next decade. So for students attending the PSU School of Nursing, it's important to get the next generation of healthcare providers interested.
I think it's really exciting. I mean, when we first were in the program last year, we didn't get the sim hospital, so we're kind of learning it with them, honestly. This is our first year with it. So that's been really neat, and it's exciting to see a bunch of new nurses coming because of the shortage. So.
While helping high schoolers, these nursing students have the chance to reflect on why they chose to go to school for nursing.
I think when choosing nursing schools, you look at so much stuff, and they said when we were applying that they're building the sim hospital, so, and then on top of the, the people who pass, the percent of people who pass the NCLEX and everything, it was really appealing to come here.
But today isn't just show and tell. High schoolers get the full hands-on experience, learning CPR, how to inject vaccines, and interacting with state-of-the-art simulation equipment.
I thought it was pretty cool. I like the simulation people. Those are my favorite part.
Even for those who haven't made up their mind, this experience may help the next generation save lives.
Knowing that everyone has the same goal in the same education setting, that I'll be able to know more, enjoy more, and like it better.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that more than 275,000 additional nurses will be needed by 2030. The Carthage Humane Society has a new roof. It comes thanks to a fundraising effort between the community, Steadley Trust, and Ridgeline Roofing. The old roof had been damaged and was leaking, making the shelter unable to accept stray dogs from the city. Because of community support, Ridgeline Roofing offered to repair the roof free of charge, meaning the money raised could fix the structural damage from the leaks. Despite the progress, there is still some work to do.
Annex is not up and running right now. There are still repairs that need to be made. We can do that once we get an electrical clearance. We need a sign off on our electrical system before we can open it back up.
The Humane Society is at 1386 Dog Kennel Lane in Carthage. It wasn't a dog, but the Freeman Learning Center had a special visitor. The Cat in the Hat showed up to help Freeman executives read 3 of their favorite Dr. Seuss classic stories to excited children. The fun extended to the staff at Freeman as well.
I think it's a great opportunity to show kids that, one, reading is a fun thing to do, and particularly with the Cat in the Hat books, there's just such a great message. Today I read Oh Say, Can You Say Dinosaur? And the kids were very enthralled by the different types of dinosaurs that we kind of walked them through, how to say the name, and also some of the things that they did, like a T-Rex being a carnivore, and the Ankylosaurus defending itself with spikes on its back.
Freeman Health System and Ozarks Public Television teamed up for the event, which helps promote reading skills and develop the kids' love of reading. The Kansas Shrine Bowl moves to the gridiron, from the gridiron to the wrestling mat. John's going to have details on the bowl event's involvement in high school wrestling a little bit later in sports. But first, another Kansas school looks to make the move to a 4-day week. Another Kansas school district looks to make a change to the school year, this time USD 309. That's Nickerson in Reno County is considering that move to a 4-day school week. Gabriela Hernandez spoke with the principal of Nickerson High School and explains why the district is looking for community feedback.
We haven't heard really anything negative about 4-day week.
Nickerson High School just one of 5 schools in the district looking to make the switch to 4-day school weeks. Principal Rick Blosser says he hopes this will positively change the environment at the school.
And the enthusiasm of the students, of the teachers. You know, if you have great enthusiasm and great morale in the school of teachers and students, you know, it'll drastically change your school climate.
Blosser says the district is really looking for the opportunity to keep great teachers for students.
And we're really not looking for this to be a savings, but more of a recruiting and retention of good teachers.
31 Kansas school districts have already shortened their school week. Elk City is one of them, making the change in 2016. Superintendent Martin Burke says rural areas can sometimes be at a disadvantage, prompting the change.
Being geographically located where we are is an hour away from the nearest Walmart, and families and students having to take almost full days out of school to go to dental appointments, healthcare appointments, etc.
He says overall, if a district is considering the change, to remember one thing.
First and primary reason we're here is to educate our students with a high quality and free and appropriate education for all.
The Nickerson School District is hosting 2 parent meetings about the potential change. Those will be on March 5th and 6th. A little bit later, another big night for high school basketball playoffs. John has a preview of tonight's big matchup in a few minutes.
Plus, we have some rain, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix moving in for us tonight. Details coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice day for us today. Quite a bit of sunshine during the morning hours, and then clouds have been increasing throughout the afternoon. And a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday, which is nice. The overcast skies, which you can see right now, we're looking at downtown Joplin from our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Tower Camps, which is about 7th in Joplin Street, but you can see it's a little windy out there. The winds will start to die down a little bit as we get through the evening hours. Temperatures are going to slide back through the 40s into the 30s. We're going to have showers developing, especially late this evening, which you can see on the radar, but this whole front edge is not even reaching the ground. It's just way too dry in the lower levels of the atmosphere. But as this rain presses in, so it's going to look like it's raining on a radar, even though it's not reaching the ground. It will evaporate or evaporative cool the atmosphere or dynamically cool it. And what that will do is drop our temperatures into the 30s, but at the same time, as that atmosphere saturates, we could get some sleet and snow, which we'll try to mix in. Like on the radar, you can see a little bit of blue, so some snowflakes mixing in. But this whole front edge, all the way down to Tulsa, is not reaching the ground. So it's going to have to rain on top of us for several hours before we actually get some to the surface. So it's going to be this back band that actually makes it to the ground. and that's going to be later on this evening. You can see our rain chances shoot up 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, and then start to taper off as we head into morning. All right, 9 p.m., light showers starting to make it to the ground, and then we'll have periods of light rain as we go through the night. A little bit of pink, a little bit of snow trying to mix in. Should not be a big deal. Light showers continue all the way till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they will rotate out of here, and then we look pretty good. All right, rainfall amounts very light. Most of us under 1/10 of an inch of rain, so 4 or 5/100ths of an inch of rain, but still, it's some rain. Temperatures sitting into the upper 40s to lower 50s right now. We can go outside. Here's 7th. Here's range line sitting at 51. Southerly winds at about 10 miles per hour. All right, so this wave will rotate through. Here's our next storm system, which will start to affect us early next week. But ahead of it, we're going to get a really nice weekend. All right, on your Friday by noon, sunshine's return. Temperatures are going to make it right around 60 degrees, which isn't bad. Friday night, we'll drop back into lower 40s, and then check this out. Saturday, look at our temperatures. We warm well into the 70s. By Sunday, we'll press 80 degrees. Day planner for you Friday, 37 to start, 51 by noon. High temp, 57. We'll have increasing sunshine as we go through the daytime hours for us tomorrow. 75 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. Some thunderstorms late Monday. Some of those could be a little bit on the strong side. Showers into Tuesday, and then rain settles back in next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. First week of March, besides a warm start, kind of a chilly week.
Yeah, but it's starting to look a lot like spring.
It is.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, several wrestlers from the 4 states are selected to the inaugural Kansas Shrine Duels. And high school basketball players continue tonight. The playoffs do in Kansas and Missouri. John Dales has a preview of tonight's matchups up next.
The Kansas Shrine Bowl has been putting on a high school football all-star game for 50 years. And next month, it starts a high school wrestling all-star event, and several wrestlers from the 4 states will participate. The inaugural Kansas Shrine Duels take place on Sunday, March 17th at Newman University. 7 wrestlers from the 4 states get selected to participate. On the girls' side, Emma Hall will wrestle at 109 pounds. Cherryville teammates Zoe Kessler and Taylor Plumley will wrestle at 130 and 170. Kara Pope represents Girard at 191. Then on the boys' side, Mason Gibbons, Cohen Wright, both from Independence, they're going, and Coffeyville's Kanan White will also participate. Fresh off an MIAA Indoor Championship, Pittsburgh State Track and Field brings home some more hardware this afternoon. The Gorillas coaching staff is voted the MIAA Men's and Women's Coaching Staff of the Year for the 2023-24 Indoor Track and Field season. This is the 3rd year in a row the Gorillas have won both the men's and women's MIAA championships. The Gorillas host the 2024 Indoor National Championships at the Plaster Center next weekend. High school basketball playoffs in the area continue to heat up. Tonight is the sub-state semifinals for a few of our local teams. In the Southeast Sub-State Tournament, Colgan girls basketball hopes to continue its undefeated season tonight. The top-seeded Lady Panthers face Cedarville Dexter. That game just tipped off at 6. Second contest of the night features the host school. Southeast plays Howard West Elk. The Lancers beat Sedan by 28 on Monday to get here. Winner advances to the title game on Saturday. We're going to have highlights from both of these contests tonight at 9 and 10. And in the Caney Valley Sub-State Tournament, 4 CNC boys teams play tonight. Top-seeded Girard faces Galena in a 1-5 matchup. The Trojans swept their 2 regular season meetings against the Bulldogs. Second semifinal of the night between 2-seed Riverton and 3-seed Frontenac. The Raiders and Rams split their 2 regular season games. The home team won each time. Winners from both of those contests will face off in the Sub-State Championship Saturday night. Then in Southwest Missouri, plenty more games tonight. A couple of them over in the Class 5 District 7 tournament at Pembroke Hill High School in Kansas City. 7 seed Carl Junction tries to upset 2 seed Raytown. That one scheduled to tip off in just about 10 minutes. Then Webb City is the 3 seed playing 6 seeded Belton. In the final game of the night, the Cardinals have won 9 of their last 10 entering the playoffs. This weekend going to be very exciting for a lot of teams. They're going to find out whether or not they're playing in state tournaments.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that for sure. We're going to say so long to an old friend up next. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Fort Scott Chamber of Commerce hosts a reception for local artists showcased at a new exhibit, plus the negative effects of trying to be perfect and how parents can help their children avoid perfectionism. And students at the University of Oklahoma stage a walkout in honor of a non-binary high schooler who died after a fight. Those stories and a lot more is coming up tonight of KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Now I want to take a moment to tell you about an unsung hero. Her name is Stephanie Marsh, and for years she's been the assignments editor for KOAM News. Held a lot of other roles too, but assignments editor might be the most difficult and least appreciated job in a newsroom. Among other things, she's the driving force in determining what stories are covered and how and by whom. She gets the photographers here and the reporters there. She's the air traffic controller who keeps the planes on schedule without crashing into each other. Frequently, she's also our shield. Sometimes, when necessary, she's the point of a spear. Stephanie, or Smarsh as I like to call her, is also a friend. So although I'm going to miss her, I'll wish her well as she leaves KOAM to pursue other dreams. I should mention that this unsung hero can also sing, certainly far better than I ever will. The best I can do is sing her praises and tell her, thanks, Smarsh, for everything. You know, guys, Smarsh came to us 18 years ago. She left for a time, about a year, but that means 17 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's been in that newsroom. Boy, she's meant a lot to me personally, and more to you than you know at home, because she's had a big influence on our newscast and an awful lot of people here over the years.
She's going to be a big miss for us.
Yeah, but fortunately, she's still living in Joplin, so we're going to see her.
That's good.
That's right. The weather.
All right, for us tonight, we are going to get some light rain showers, some sleet and snow mixing in. It should not amount to anything, but very light rain pushing through. And then the sunshine breaks back out for us tomorrow, 59 for a high. Look at this, 75 Saturday, up to 80 on Sunday, but very windy, especially on Sunday.
Final sports note.
Expect a lot of good games in that Caney Valley Sub-State Tournament. Those semifinals tonight were already 1 quarter down between Riverton and Frontenac. I mentioned those two split the regular season games. The Rams leading by 6 after 1 quarter.
Wow, we'll look for the update. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.